Welcome to Fridays on The Real Evolution. You're here with Jen. This week we are talking about the misconceptions you and other people may have on your relationship with food. So the first one that I want to talk about is both an internal and an external misconception, and it's about my lap band. I know that I've mentioned in the past that I have a lap band and that I get blockages, which do cause me to on occasion have to basically throw up my food. Now, if you eat too quickly or you eat foods that are very starchy and things that kind of get a bit puffy and, like rice, flour, anything with flour, pasta, noodles, bread, potatoes, anything very starchy like that can block the opening, and sometimes the only thing you can do is throw up. I know it sounds horrible. It's not the nicest thing. It's something that a lot of us people who have had lap bands have had to do. I would be very surprised if I found anyone who's had a lap band who has not thrown up at least 20 to 30 times at the very least. I can't even count the amount of times I've had to do it. The thing with as you can imagine with doing this is that you're at a restaurant with a bunch of people or on a date, whatever, and you're eating your food and you feel the block. You can kind of feel it. You know your food's not going down because it's kind of really getting in there. Your mouth is producing lots of saliva trying to get the food to go down, which means that basically you have your food and then maybe a build up of saliva, and then you've probably drank a little bit of water trying to see if that will help. And that only piles on top of each other. It does not help it go down. So you excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, throw up your food, come back, sit down. Basically, you have not eaten anything, right? None of the food has gone down into your stomach, or very little has. And so you're left feeling hungry and you've got an empty stomach, even though food has actually gone into your mouth. This happened to me just the other night. I went out with Dave to a sushi place, was eating rice, ate too quickly, had to throw out most of my food. Sat down, kept eating what was left, and then, Dave was really full because he had gotten all that food down into his stomach, whereas I was really unsatisfied. So I ordered another maybe two or three dishes because I was hungry. Yet in my head, I was thinking to myself, fuck, these people must think that I am the greediest, just, hungry fucking hippo who just eats and eats and eats. And that's obviously not the case. One of the misconceptions that I have that is definitely internal is something I've mentioned before in a video. I did talk a little bit about my relationship with food very, very early on in The Real Evolution. And I talked about how I have this tendency to feel very, very guilty when I am full, when I feel full from eating. And I think it stems from my mother, especially, who used to make me feel so guilty about eating, not just eating too much, but just eating in general. She would just watch me like a hawk, and it made me almost feel very, very paranoid about people watching me eat, but about eating anything, because it used to really, really scare me and really, really freak me out how it always seemed like it wasn't just about eating bad things. It was putting anything into my mouth and eating it. Do you know what I mean? So it became such a weird thing for me to just... and I still have issues with feeling full. And I know it's obviously something really dumb, and there's nothing wrong with feeling full and satisfied with your food. But it's something that I really have issues with. And to kind of, in a way, combat that, I've noticed kind of in the past, say, 5 years or so, that I actually got into the habit of leaving like a spoonful of food on my otherwise clean plate as a sign of, oh, well, I didn't finish it all, so it's okay. You know what I mean? Which is just fucking crazy. That's really all I have to say about it, about the misconceptions. Those are the two main ones, I think, for me. The lap band is one that just is the worst. I It's something I deal with on an almost daily basis. Sometimes I cannot keep anything down for a whole day. Nothing will stay down. And so I'll go home and, sit here and eat Pringles or have dessert because that's what's next on the agenda when you're out with friends. And so it's very, very difficult. And I think that we just, I guess I wasn't really going to have a moral to this whole talk, but I guess the moral of this is we all have shit that we deal with when it comes to food, or anything, not just food, but anything. And so we really, really shouldn't be looking at someone going, holy shit, I can't believe she's going for another plate of fries. Because you really don't know. And it's none of your fucking business.